Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's that side character, chapter 37, and this one is titled Pensive. Silently you walked back to the bags where Kuro had taken over, looking after them, and he gave you both a smirk as you approached. How was it, Puddinghead? Give me back my PSP, Kuro, Kenma said in a threatening tone when Kuro pushed it deeper into his pocket. Oh, that good, huh? Here you go, Kuro said, grinning before handing over the coveted PSP pretty quickly. Relieved to have something safe and familiar in his hands, Kenma let out a little sigh of contentment and sat down next to the bags again to guard them. You want to go on more rides, Yin? Kuro asked as he then stood up. You looked down at Kenma. No, I'll stay with Kenma and keep him company. You go and enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching the bags for us, he said with a smile. Okay, suit yourself, he said as he headed off towards the fair section. You plopped down next to Kenma and watched people walking past. Everyone looked like they were having so much fun, and it was infectious. You could feel it too. I kinda enjoyed that. It was cool how you thought of the snake thing, Kenma suddenly said softly from beside you. Oh, you did? Yeah, I feel like you really get me, he added, making your heart swell with pride. Well, you get me, so now we're even, he said with a smile, looking up at the sky. He nodded and kept playing his game while you basked in the two of you just chilling together and getting along. Occasionally you went on rides with some of the other teammates, but you always came back to Kenma, and even though you two would just sit there side by side, it was comfortable. You were having the best day. Just as the day was coming to a close, you wanted to have one more ride on the roller coaster that you and Kenma had been on, and you hesitated on asking him to come, but you weren't sure if he would say yes again. You really wanted him to go with you, though. I'll go, he suddenly volunteered, picking up on you standing up, but hanging back a bit. You will? Really? Honestly? You gasped with delight. How did you know I wanted to go on the ride again? I could just tell, he replied matter-of-factly as he got up from the ground. You smiled at him, and then you both headed off to the roller coaster together, with you skipping brightly beside him. He loved when you were happy. It made him happy to see you like this, and he couldn't help but steal glances at you as you hummed and skipped along beside him. Hey, thanks for coming with me, he said happily. I feel like this is our roller coaster. We defeated it together. Yeah, he replied back. I would only have a party with you. I don't trust anyone else to be on my team. You giggled with giddy excitement. This was truly the best day of your life. It almost seemed like Kenma liked you back, but that was impossible, right? This was about as good as it was going to get. Once up on the stand, getting into the coaster car, Kenma held your hand to get you into your seat, and you giggled happily again. I don't know what it is about today, but I'm just so happy, you thought. I hope this isn't the high before something bad happens. Something bad usually happens when I'm so happy. Oh no, don't think about it. If you think about it, it will happen. A worried look crossed your face for a split second, and Kenma noticed, because for some reason he just couldn't take his eyes off you. What's wrong? He asked. You looked at him, your eyes searching his feline-esque ones. No, I'm fine, you lied. I'm having fun. He tilted his head at you, and you faked a smile, and then settled back in the seat. Let's do this. Are you ready for the mission, Kenma? He nodded at you and gripped the handrails. Are we on the snake again? You asked, looking at him. He nodded. Okay, snake it is, you replied, letting the pending excitement wash over you and push that fear of something bad happening away. A few more seconds and the roller coaster started to move. Here we go, you said excitedly, losing yourself to the exhilaration of it all. Kenma kept his eyes open this time, but on you. Everything about you just made his heart happy. Even when you were screaming your lungs out, you still looked perfect to him. What's wrong with me? He wondered as you both got off the other side of the coaster, once it had stopped. You were chatting away about something, but Kenma was just trying to work himself out. These feelings had been sitting inside him for a while now, but they had really just kicked it up a whole heap day. With the day done, you all headed back to the school as a group, and then split from there. You and Kenma headed off home together, while the others went their separate ways. Hey, my dad isn't home. Do you mind if I chill at yours for a bit? It's always so lonely in the house by myself, you admitted to Kenma, also not wanting to say that you just didn't want the day to end. You were loving being with him. He also didn't want the day to end, so he was more than happy for you to stay with him a little more, and nodded his reply to your question. Yeah, stay. Mum is at work too, he said. Awesome, you replied brightly. Well, not awesome, but like, yay that I get to stay. He smiled softly, and you both stopped at his front door. You knew his place inside out, so entered first and headed up to his room to get the most comfy spot on his bed. You and Kenma would move around to different spots in the room once your body had gotten tired of one position, but you both usually liked to start on the bed. "Man, my legs are tired," you said with a chuckle as you flopped down onto the bed. "I'm tired all over," Kenma said as he pulled his PSP out and sat down on the bed with his back against the wall. You lifted one leg and rested it across his lap, and he didn't say anything. He was kind of used to one part of you touching him somewhere. It was almost routine now that you guys were connected by a limb or something. As you lay there on your back, staring up at the ceiling, your mind revisited the fear of something going wrong, and you tried to preempt what it could be. "Well, I kind of want to tell Kenma that I like him, but it's probably that thing that's going to go wrong. He'll tell me he doesn't like me back, and then that will be it." Literally me overthinking everything. That was the end of chapter 37. Stay tuned for chapter 38 coming tomorrow.